I don't know. I mean, just growing up, seeing it all the time. When I was in middle school, a lot of the middle school girls that I was trying to get with, they were dating high school guys.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, those high school girls I was trying to get with were dating college guys.
Right.
When I was in college, these girls was dating dudes in grad school and dudes that had careers and stuff already. And then next thing you know, I'm hearing about women dating married men.
What?
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or sugar daddies.
Bruh.
That too.
Impact. Impact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your boy, Jermichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And apply to their communities.
Let's grow.
Yes, sir.
How you been, man? How's everything going? It's good to see you.
You too, brother.
Appreciate it.
I'm great. I have no complaints. Big news this week. What happened? Oh, we bought my wife a car.
Hey, congratulations.
We did. We finalized on the car. She got her car built, and it was the first time buying a brand new car.
Built.
Like, we talking like it had to get the assembly parts and everything put together.
Y'all built the Benz?
We did not build a Benz. We ain't there yet.
Oh, okay. Range Rover?
Negative, sir. More like on the lines of Toyota.
Okay. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Toyotas are lit.
They most definitely are, I will say, like, putting a lot more money and time and effort into these cars. So they're definitely upgrading.
Yeah, most definitely.
So it was real cool, man. I was happy because she needed a new car. It was that time. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man, it made me feel real good. She was real happy to have some wheels.
Most definitely.
I did see the price, though, as she drove off the lot drop dramatically.
Well, man, it sounds like that was a pretty dramatic change, man. Like, wow.
It was.
I used to sell cars for a living, so I would always advise people, like, please, if you could, don't buy brand new. Because once you drop that sucker off the lot, man, that price...
That's it. It does.
Plummets, man.
It really does. I think what her mindset was like, she's been through so many hiccups with cars. It was just like, yo, I wanted fresh start. Like,
right.
If there's any hiccups, I'm going to know that it's on me. It's not going to be on somebody else driving the car. So that was her mindset. Whatever makes her happy, B, I guess.
Hey, that makes sense, yeah.
Happy wife, happy life.
Well, I don't really believe in that. I'm not married, but I had this kind of, saying that I actually prefer to happy wife, happy life, happy spouse, happy house.
I like that.
Not to get too much into it, but it's actually funny. I put a post on my Instagram story earlier this year because the person who I was talking to at the time, she would always say happy wife, happy life. I would always say happy spouse, happy house. Mm-hmm. And we were just like, let's let the people decide. Most of the people agree with me. So, I mean, I can, kind of like, I rock with that saying from now on. Like, I don't do happy wife, happy life no more. But, hey, if that's, what you and your wife decide to do, that's what you and your wife decide to do. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell nobody else how to run their marriage, especially since I ain't got no ring on my finger. You know what I'm saying? I haven't found the one yet, but it's coming. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. I ain't tripping.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
That right time will come, and
that
you
right
will
time
know.
Will come. Yeah, of course.
Big facts. But speaking to me, let's speak about you. How was your week, B?
Yo, my week was cool, man. It started off awesome, but it ended not so awesome.
Okay.
But, I'd rather just focus on the good because, the way that it ended, it was okay. It wasn't like the end of the world. Mm-hmm. It's just that things didn't go as far as I planned it, but it is what it is. But the beginning of the week was off to an amazing start because my friend and I, we went out again.
Okay.
And yeah, man, it was a fun weekend. Actually, it was a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Crazy because it was Halloween weekend. And, it was cool seeing everybody out in their costumes, man. But these places were taxing to get in.
Of course.
Places were taxing to get in. You know what I'm saying? We lucked up with free parking, though. So I guess it kind of makes up for it. But Yeah, man, we had a great time.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
You already know inflation is it's real.
It is very real.
It's real.
Extremely real. So, yeah, man, the week started off great. But like I said, towards the end of the week, it was just like Friday was like, man, I definitely need a do-over because everything that I planned did not go as planned. For example, I wanted to go to the Braves parade, man. Like, shout out to them boys.
Shout out to the Braves.
Shout out to them boys, man. The Braves, world champs.
They did it.
I wanted to go to the parade. I knew so many people that were down there, but I couldn't go. And, it is what it is. That's like kind of like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. I mean, the last time they won a championship was 95.
Yeah.
I wasn't even here yet. I didn't live here yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, when's the next time I'm going to get to go to a championship parade? But we'll see if the Hawks do something this year. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good one, B. That was a good one.
Dang.
That was a good one, man. Come on now.
I mean, they made moves last year.
Hey, they did, though. And I was actually rooting for them, too. So, shout out to them. But, yeah, I don't know about this shit. But who knows, though? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We know the Falcons ain't really doing nothing.
That was a joke. That was actually a good joke, B. See, I'm a Titans fan, so I'm not even rooting for the Falcons on that one. But, yeah.
Okay.
Nah.
But yeah, enough about sports, man. This ain't a sports podcast, but I want to give a quick shout out to my man Quentin. Shout out to Q. Check out his podcast, Birds of a Feather, where he does cover Falcons and Hawks sports news.
Cool.
So shout out to that brother. Yeah, but definitely like the week, all in all, every day above ground is a good day. I always say that. So I'm still alive. I cannot complain.
Yes, sir.
No matter how my Friday went. So I'll get to go to another parade one day.
Yeah, one day.
One day.
Maybe when these teams stop being so trash.
Boy. Speaking of trash, it's funny that you mentioned that. Boy, there was a tweet that went viral a couple weeks ago. And I wish I took a screenshot of it, but I can't seem to find the original tweet anymore.
Okay.
But it was about a young lady who was talking about how she wanted... Like, she wanted no parts in taking out the trash, right? She was going to make a man do it, whether he lived at her place or not. So even if it was like a friend or a relative who happened to be over her place, not her man, not her boyfriend, but like a friend or a relative that came over the place, he was going to have to take out the trash if it was full because she refused to touch it. So I really wish I took a screenshot of it because I can't find it anymore. So I don't know exactly what she said, but it was something along those lines. And it was kind of funny because a lot of the tweets that were responding to that initial one were all talking about, of course, a lot of the guys were saying they had no problem taking out the trash. But other guys were like, yo, you shouldn't have to, be obligated to take out trash, especially if you don't live there.
Right.
Like you didn't contribute to the trash. Why you got to take it out?
Right.
And I remember one dude said, that's like me saying that if a woman comes over my house, whether she lives there or not, I'm not touching the dishes because I'm going to make her do it.
Right.
Like she's going to be obligated to wash my dishes.
And it ain't going to work.
It ain't going to work. It don't make no sense.
No.
So
does this lady live by herself? Or
I believe she does. Not 100% sure, but I believe she does.
So is she inviting people over like, hey, come over. Oh, by the way, I got some trash.
Probably.
You take that out for me?
That's what it seems like. But in my initial search of this tweet, because I wanted to make sure I had the tweet in its entirety in my face so that I can read it, I actually didn't find it, but I found another one that was similar. And I'm not going to say the user's name, but this tweet actually did kind of go pretty viral at the end of October. It had 92.6 thousand likes and 18.8 thousand retweets. And she said, I know gender roles are bad, but I'm never cutting grass or taking out trash in a house where a man lives. Now, that was something that was slightly different than the initial tweet that I just talked about, because she was saying that, whether a man lived there or not, he was going to take out the trash regardless. This young lady is saying that, if a man lives in the house, if a man is present in the house, she's not going to touch the trash because she expects him to take it out.
Right.
Which, in all honesty, I don't blame her. I've been taking out the trash since I was a little boy. I don't mind. I'll take out the trash. I don't care, But there were so many people responding to this tweet to where, they agreed with her, and then some people didn't agree with her. So a young lady commented on that tweet, and she said, nah, gender roles aren't bad as long as they're chosen instead of forced. I do the laundry in my house because I like it. My husband doesn't make me do it because it's women's work. That's the difference. You can like whatever you like.
Right.
Another woman responded and said, "My feminism tends to leave my body when I see trash and grass." So, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of back and forth going on.
The last tweet was pretty funny.
The last tweet was actually pretty funny. This one gentleman retweeted the original tweet, and he said, "This thread, women don't want to take responsibility for anything. They don't hate gender roles. They just hate the ones that don't favor them." Now, another response to the initial tweet was from a woman who said, "It's always fine when we say things like this, but switch up when men reverse and attribute chores based on gender." So there was a lot of, kind of like back and forth going on, but also a lot of people who agreed with the initial post, and a lot of people who didn't agree with the initial post. How do you feel about it?
I agree with her. If a man is in the home, right, and whether he's a husband, son, or something like that, I was raised, hey, just take out the trash. That's what you do. But I've also seen like my mom, she would take it out if we're not in the house. Like she's not opposed to taking it out. So I do agree that the man should be, outside cutting the grass and doing those things. But like I said, once again, my mom, she would actually sometimes go out there and cut the grass. She's not opposed to it. But as a man, though, you step up and you take care of those things. Because 9 times out of 10, those things they're typically heavier. That's why you want to take them out. Or, outdoor activities, that's just what a man does.
Right.
I can see how the gender roles play a factor in there. The gender roles most definitely are something that it's a very thin line, because you can't, hey man, if you some dishes in the sink, yo, come on, I need you to go hit them dishes, you get slapped in the mouth for saying that almost. So that's where it's very thin line. And I think we see that commonly amongst men and women.
And it's crazy because, I joke about this with a lot of my friends, and it's just interesting to see how a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women are quick to say what a man's job is.
Yeah.
With no problems, no consequences, no repercussions, none of that. But let us say what we feel a woman's job is, and all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's a thin line.
Because me personally, I'll gladly do all the yard work outside.
Yeah.
I'll gladly do all the yard work outside. I'll cut the grass. I'll trim the hedges. I'll clean the gutters. I'll replace any light bulbs that need to be replaced around the house. All of that. I'll do any exterior painting if I have to. Pressure washing, anything. I'll do it. Inside the house, I can't stand, I don't like to vacuum. I'll do it if I have to, of course, but I really don't like to vacuum. I don't care to fold clothes. I love doing laundry. Love having clean clothes, right? So I'll do laundry all day. I do my own laundry. But when it comes to folding, shoot, ask me how often I fold my clothes. I'll keep them in a clean bin or something like that, and I'll just pull them out whenever I need to, iron them, and get out the house. I hate folding. I used to work in a clothing store for a decade, and folding was very tedious. I hated it. I still hate it to this day.
It is tedious.
So my ex, she would always get on me with that because we used to work in the same clothing store. But sometimes she would fold my clothes for me, even though, I washed them all. She would fold some of them for me. And she would also joke about how I was trash with the folding. You know what I'm saying? My folding skills weren't all that, even though I did work in a clothing store. Right? Yeah. But that's why I was a cashier there. I wasn't necessarily anybody who was folding the clothes throughout the store. I stayed at the register. I checked people out, blah, blah, blah. But any the interior housework, you know what I'm saying, I don't really care to do. I'll do it if I have to. But if somebody's in the house and they, love to do it, or they don't want to do the outside chores, I'll volunteer for the outside chores. If you want to do this for me, let's have that exchange. Let's have that conversation. Yeah. And I honestly think that as long as you have that precedent established, hey, it should work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the major key you said right there, is the fact that as long as you have that communication up front, hey, if you do this, I'll do this. As long as, because at the end of the day, it's just about the things getting done. That's the moral of the story. So as long as it gets done, it's okay. But when you start to put these roles on it, who's supposed to do this, who's supposed to do that, then you get into something that's way deeper, and it becomes more of a conflict than what it has to be.
Right.
So, because for my household, boom, my wife cooks, I'll clean the kitchen. She doesn't like to do that. She don't necessarily like to clean, wash the dishes. But I don't mind. But she likes to cook, so she'll cook. I'm not about to be yo, you better be cooking, or you better be. No, it's just like whoever really wants to do the task, they'll do the task, and the other person will do the other side of the task that needs to be. So, I can understand.
Well, the last time I cooked a meal that wasn't for me, it was for a young lady that I was dating. We were supposed to cook together, but that didn't happen. I ended up cooking by myself, but it was a bomb meal. I wish I took a picture. I made mashed potatoes. I grilled asparagus, and I don't even eat asparagus. I bought asparagus and I cooked it because she loved it, right?
Asparagus is good though.
Yeah, not for me. I grilled asparagus and I made a steak.
Okay.
I made steak for the both of us.
That sounds
so
good.
We were supposed to cook together. That didn't happen, so I ended up cooking it by myself, which is all good. So I was like, all right, bet. I did all this cooking. You got the dishes.
What happened?
I ended up doing the dishes too.
I mean, okay, did she help you?
Yeah, she helped me. She felt bad, but so she helped me with it.
Okay.
I forget what exactly happened. There was a lot going on at the time. I don't know if it was the time of the month or if she said it was the time of the month. I was really trying to finesse. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's like, dang, I gotta cook and wash the dishes.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it is. That one's hard. It's like you feel like you're doing all the work at that point. So I can understand that. I can understand.
But I mean, it is what it is. As long as you have that communication up front.
Yes.
As long as you have all of that established, no matter what gender you are.
Yep.
I think that's the most important thing.
Up front. Yes, that's the biggest thing.
Because I understand a lot of ladies don't want to touch trash. It's not the most sanitary thing. It's disgusting. It's it can be annoying, especially if the trash bag breaks, which I've had happen to me before. So I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
So I don't care how wealthy we get. I don't care how big my house gets. I don't care if we have an 8-bedroom, 5.5 bath type situation and we have a bunch of people living in the house because we have a nice sized family. I'll gladly take out the trash in the entire house. I will gladly do the yard work around the entire house. Just as long as whoever else is in our family does the inside work, that's fine with me.
Well, speaking of finesse, our girl was back trending again. You all know she has become a regular on this show, apparently.
She who we said we weren't going to talk about, at least in the last episode. Especially she who shall not be named in this episode because we said we wouldn't talk about her.
Not talk about you.
But for those of y'all who consistently tune in, you know exactly who we're talking about.
Nah, for real though.
Who?
But she somehow made her way back around. Who we talking about?
R. Shelley. Brittany Renner. Oh my God. Because apparently she doesn't like the nickname R. Shelley.
But let a woman be 6 years apart and I'm a fucking predator? Y'all are calling me R. Shelley? Y'all got all these memes and this funny shit?
Yeah, I think she don't like that. I can understand why.
I can understand why, but it's kind of funny. Like, I'm not going to lie.
It's very funny.
It's funny. But yeah, Brittany Renner is trending again, or was trending again, because she was being interviewed by DJ Academics last week. And, Academics pretty much tried to call her out on trapping PJ Washington.
Right. And
Brittany was pretty much defending herself, saying she met him when she was 26, and I think she said he was 20.
Yeah.
And she said that, he's a grown man. She wasn't trying to trap him. She thought that he was her guy. Like, she thought that could have been her husband potentially.
Right.
And they decided to have a child together. And then I guess things didn't work after she had the child, which, you know what? I wasn't there. I can't say what exactly was going on in her mind because I definitely can't read her mind. And I don't know what was said on both sides because, again, I wasn't there.
Right.
All I can do is talk about what's going on from the outside looking in. And I'm not going to cap. Like, when Brittany went to Jackson State and she said, hide your sons, whether jokingly or not, it seemed pretty predatory.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't really make for a strong case in her situation with her saying that she didn't trap this man when she's going around college campuses and talking about hide your sons.
I understand that. And I mean, from the interview, from what I watched as well, she was also talking about how, like, she's saying that basically the conversations that her and PJ have behind the camera, behind closed doors, are not necessarily what's portrayed on the internet. And as you know, we do have some times where the internet will take some things and they'll run with it.
Of course.
They'll make their own narrative.
Yeah.
So I ain't trying to put her in a right or anything, but she was just basically saying that she doesn't know why he doesn't say some of these things. Like, he'll make it seem like he's the victim online,
Right.
but then she was like, behind closed doors, it don't seem like that. And DJ Academics asked her, he was like, well, why don't we hear this from him? And she was like, well, I don't know. So she didn't have no answer for that. So, I ain't gonna lie, I got a little soft on her, I got a little soft on her when she said that. I'm like, okay, well,
So
maybe.
what, is that why we're talking about her again?
Possibly, I don't know, maybe. But I do agree that, okay, with her being 26 years old, him being 20 at the time, and I'm trying to put myself in that situation when I was 20, you are becoming a young adult, but there are some situations and some ways you think that's not fully mature yet.
Right.
So you would make some decisions based off of some emotions that you may have, especially if this young lady she's very attractive.
Of
So
course.
you would make some permanent decision off of a temporary emotion. And I think we've all had that before, where we've been in the moment and we had something happen, and I think that's one of the things where it could have been. But she was like, they were in love and all this such and such. I don't know, who knows. But looking at their situation, I do think that she has some just some interesting perspectives about how she moves, and I think sometimes it's misunderstood. But then I think sometimes she's in her own world and it ain't understood. I don't know what she's doing.
Makes sense.
So
I actually did want to correct a mistake that I made in a previous episode regarding her birthday and her age. Now, I think when we spoke about her 2 episodes ago, I said that she was born in November 91, but I actually looked it up again, and somebody, I believe it was Wikipedia, said that she was born in February 92. So I guess the math is mathing in this situation to where she was 26 and PJ was 20, because she is now 29, about to be 30 next year.
Yeah, next year.
And PJ just turned 23 in August.
Okay.
So,
I mean, at that age, I'm trying to think of if I was talking to a woman at that, 26 years old and I'm 20 years old. I think women, they mature faster than men. So at some point, she did kind of have a better understanding of maybe everything. And
right.
he probably moved more so on like, yo, she bad. Because that's how I was looking.
Yeah, when I was 20, I was about to say the same thing.
About it. That's
when
it.
I was 20, that's pretty much all I thought about.
That's it.
Like I told the story before, I was 18 dating a 20-year-old at one point, and all I could think about was, man, she's bad.
That's
First
it.
of all. Second of all, I'm 18 dating a 20-year-old, and it's like, yo, I can brag to my friends, like, yo, I got me an older woman.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about that. So he's not really thinking about later on down the line.
Heck no, he's not.
Yo, but she did say that he was the one said, I'm trying to have a baby or something like that. We don't know how true, allegedly, but it came from her. She did say that.
Also, what she said was, she was talking about the age gap between a lot of other couples out there. I noticed, and she was saying how nobody bats an eye with those people, like Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah.
Who are like, what, about 12 years apart?
I didn't even know that, but I know they're not the same age.
Right. And then also, Brittany called out the age gap between Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. She kept saying how Lori Harvey was 24, and I believe, I think Michael B. Jordan is like a year older than me. I think he was born in 88 or 87.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's like 33, I think, right?
Yeah, I believe he's 33.
So that was 10-year difference, 10-year gap?
Roughly.
Women typically mature faster than men. So in their situation, Lori Harvey maybe is more mature, and they're the same maturity age. I don't know, man. I don't even know. I don't even know how I talking about this girl, man.
Listen, all I can say is I can understand the age gaps between men and women, because for the most part, I mean, if you think about it, a lot of younger women go for older men.
Yes.
The youngest woman I've ever talked to was 7 years younger than me. Mm-hmm. And I think the oldest woman I've ever talked to was probably 2 years older than me. So it's rare that you'll find like older women with younger men, but it's way more common to see younger women with older men. Right. And I think it might have something to do with the maturity aspect that you were speaking of, but also with the fact that, I don't know, I mean, just growing up, seeing it all the time. When I was in middle school, A lot of the middle school girls that I was trying to get with, they were dating high school guys.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, those high school girls I was trying to get with were dating college guys.
Right.
When I was in college, these girls was dating dudes in grad school or dudes that had careers and stuff already. And then next thing you know, I'm hearing about women dating married men. What? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or sugar daddies.
That too.
I guess it depends on the person. Nobody really can put a true token on love if there's really love there. But I guess she's just trying to justify her own situation.
Possibly.
Once again, I don't even know how you're talking about it. But just to give her some more light. I have a little soft spot for her after the interview. But then again, she put herself in this position to be looked at in certain ways because of the things that she's done. Like written a book about being the side chick and, different things like that. And it's just, hey, you made your bed, now lay in it.
Right.
The term, I guess is how it goes. All I know is this is the last time we talking about her.
We said that the last time.
She would not get a segment on this show.
Stop the cap.
Again.
Yeah, I don't know about all of that because next time she turned it, I'm talking about it. I don't care. But yeah, most definitely, I hope that, everything works out, especially for the sake of the child.
Yeah.
Because they brought another life into this world.
Yep.
The least they can do is just make things right for the child.
I do agree. I hope everything works out with them.
Most definitely. Speaking of bringing life into this world, the internet is going crazy, especially Black internet, Black Twitter, Black Instagram, going crazy over some new life that Summer Walker just brought into the world this weekend. And I'm not talking about another child. I'm talking about her new album, Still Over It. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if you've heard any of the buzz that's been circulating around this album. I haven't listened to it. I really don't plan on listening to it. But it's crazy how so many women are coming up with different captions for their Instagram posts and so many different things to put up on their stories and so many tweets to put out regarding this album. Mm-hmm. The same way a lot of us guys were kind of doing it with Certified Lover Boy. Yep. I guess it's the women's turn with Still Over It. Mm-hmm. So pretty much everybody's feeling some type of way, men and women. And I've noticed that one of the songs that's definitely getting a lot of buzz is Ciara's Prayer. Now, I saw somebody post this on her story on Instagram, but, I knew that Ciara had a prayer in order to get Russell Wilson, but I've never listened to it. I've never heard Ciara, I've never really watched or listened to Ciara talk about her prayer or what she actually said, but there were a lot of people posting about the prayer on Instagram, and I don't know what site that I saw this on, but somebody posted the prayer on, I think it was one of them blog sites. I don't want to say the wrong one, but the comment section was popping. Mm-hmm. One comment in particular that stuck out to me said, "Prayer alone won't work. If you're not ready to receive that blessing, you'll keep finding yourself stuck. Heal and prepare yourself for the blessing you're praying for. God don't help those who don't help themselves." Now, there were a lot of women and men who were agreeing with him in the comments, but then there were also some who were pushing back. How do you feel about what it is that he said? Because I can say that I kind of agree with him in that aspect. Prayer, of course, works. Yes, it does work. But prayer alone, especially when you want something to enter into your life, I don't think prayer alone will work for you to get that exact thing without you doing the necessary work to prepare yourself for what it is that you're praying for.
Right. No, I 100% agree with that. I think that's true. I think whatever you're doing, whatever it is, you have to prepare yourself in order to receive. It's almost like I heard a story. I think of Steve Harvey. Basically, one day he was saying he was trying to get a new car. He was telling his mom every day, I'm about to get this new car. His mom was like, "Yeah, that's cool, but your old car is still out there in the driveway on blocks." And she would tell him this every day, and he was like, he didn't understand. But then one day he finally went out there. He got the driveway cleaned up for the car, and then he realized how much room he had. And he was like, I think a week later, he ended up getting a new car finally. And he was like, it clicked what his mom was trying to tell him all along. You have to be prepared to receive. So by him making room in order to receive, he then got what he was looking for. So I think it works the same way in life. In order to get what you really want, you do have to, I call it giving God something to work with. You got to give God something to work with. You got to put some work in yourself and show God like, yo, I want this. I think you do pray you do that portion, but you also prepare yourself for these things that are coming. Because if you're not prepared for it, then a blessing can really be a burden to you.
Right.
So I do agree with him on that one.
And you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I just thought about how so many people under his comment kept replying, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You can have all the faith in the world, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having faith, right?
You need it.
But you can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not working on that faith, if you're not working to do anything with the faith that you have, what's going to be the outcome?
Same result that you've been got.
Some people are willing to receive that message wholeheartedly, and it's like, okay, well, if this is something that I want, if I want to actually use Sierra's prayer to find my husband, then I definitely have to work on myself. It's rare, but I have seen some women say that. But for the most part, I have seen a lot of women in the comment section talking about how they just believe that the prayer is going to help them get the man that they want, that God's just going to send them the man that they deserve. When in all actuality, I mean, thinking about it, the woman that you are today should be able to get you the man that you deserve. But if you really work on yourself to become the woman that you need to be to obtain the man that you really want, only then will you get the man that you really want. Because you'll be a different woman and you'll deserve a different caliber of man at that point.
I agree. That makes me think about being married now. Like, before I was married, dude, like, I actually would pray and ask God, like, exactly what I wanted in a woman. But it was a time period where I was by myself. And, like, that time period by myself, I was like, man, let me do some things of let me act how I would want to act when I'm married, basically.
Right.
And I had to really figure out some things, like get myself prepared. I'm like, and then I realized at one point I really wasn't ready for marriage. I really wasn't ready to be with somebody else because there were so many things that I had to get together.
Okay.
And so I agree with that. Like, put yourself in a position now so that when it comes, it's not like a shock. It's like, oh, no, I've been prepared for this.
Right.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
There you go.
I like that.
And to touch on that, man, I saw this one tweet by a young lady that I follow, and she said in order for Sierra to be with Russ, she first had to wholeheartedly stop effing with Future. Y'all don't want to do that part.
Ooh.
What are you praying for?
Ooh. Yo, that's deep. That was deep.
It was. And it's crazy because I'm just like thinking how many people actually agree with her, because I wholeheartedly agree with her. Again, like I said, if you're a specific type of person now, and in this case, because it's Sierra's prayer and it relates more to women, if you're a certain type of woman now, I feel like the type of men that you get in your life are probably the men that you deserve at this point in your life.
Yeah.
So if you want a higher caliber of man, then you have to be that higher caliber of woman. Sierra's from Atlanta. She was messing with an Atlanta dude. She was messing with Future, right? And I've seen so many people put comparison photos of her when she was dealing with Future, how she used to dress when they went out, how she used to act when they were together,
right,
versus how she dresses when she's with Russell, how she acts when she's with Russell. She had to completely change. She had to do a 180, man, to be a different woman, to receive a Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, it's like Russell Wilson's the type of brother that a lot of women will call a lame, a square. They don't want anything to do with him. So it's like, are you really the type of woman that can overlook how corny he might be at times just so that you can reap the benefits of having a great man in your life?
Yeah.
You know, because you'll have those women who say, oh, he's a lame, I don't want him. But then they'll go to a dude who's more fun, but he'll be the type of brother that's nothing. Like he's not doing nothing for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a trap dude. He's a hood dude. He's a bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not doing anything but bringing them both down.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, I guess that's where experience comes in. Sometimes it takes that right person. It took that right person for Sierra in Future to kind of like just guide her in that certain direction, point her in another direction where she's saying like, okay, that's what I get when I'm with this type of person. Let me redirect. So experience sometimes redirects you in the right direction if you allow it to do it. Sometimes we don't learn from that mistakes, but clearly she did. That word came to prayer, and I'm guessing that's when Russell walked through the door.
Hey, there you go.
Yo, real quick, family. I know y'all are enjoying the episode, but I just want to tell y'all about my amazing company that I have. So I own a detailing business called More Detail. So if your car ever really it looks really bad, and you know it's just been a while since you gave it some love, yo, please hit me up. I guarantee you. What I do is I hand detail everything in the car, from the outside to the inside. So if your car smells bad, you got some extra crumbs on the seat that you just been watching, some french fries that's just stuck under there, you just need me to get them out, that's what I'm here for. So just hit me up in more detailing, and I get you right. I'll get back to the episode. Peace. Speaking of directions, this week we got some pretty hard news, I guess you could say. Former Raiders wide receiver Henry Ruggs III is currently facing 2 additional felony charges this week. He was involved in a fiery crash that left a young lady, 23 years old, and her dog dead. He was apparently driving the car at speeds topped at 156 miles per hour.
Good Lord.
Yes.
And a lot of these cars only go up to what, 160?
He was in a Corvette, so I don't know
Bruh.
what they're going up to.
Wow.
So the newer Corvettes, nowadays they really putting something in these cars.
Yeah, and I desperately want one. I mean, I'll get it, but you better believe I ain't doing no speeds.
Yo, so
unless I'm on a track.
I seen the video beat. It was like you saw the car driving at a normal speed, and then you saw him. It was like a blur. It was like a flash at how fast he was going.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was video.
Yeah, TMZ. I don't know how they do it, but
they get everything.
They get everything. So they got the camera.
Wow.
And so yes, he was driving at speeds at 156 miles per hour. It was him and his lady in the car, and I guess upon impact, he hit her at about 122 miles per hour. And unfortunately, like I said, the young lady, she passed away, and they found that Henry Ruggs was under the influence at the time. And yes, so he was charged with a felony count of DUI and reckless driving. And then he also had a firearm in the car as well. So the Raiders, they did drop him. They cut him after hearing the news. And he did get out on bond for like $100,000. I want to say his bond was. But, he does have to go through the whole court process.
Wow.
And he is currently facing, I think it's a maximum of 46 years in prison. And yeah, and I got to correct myself. His bond was $150,000, which he did get. And I don't want to say his career is not over, but this most definitely was a wake-up call, I believe, for him. I do pray for the family that was involved, and I also send my prayers out to him. I was speaking with somebody this week, and having that on your conscience, knowing that you took a life,
right,
and especially you were under influence, so you're not really thinking clearly. That man, he definitely is in need of love right now, because you never know where his mental is at right now, especially with this being Men's Mental Awareness Month as well. So I do send my prayers out to him as well. He's
definitely send my prayers out to that young lady's family. Like, yo, because I know someone who has lost a loved one in a car accident due to the driver being under the influence. Mm-hmm. And, it was a close friend of mine at the time. It was her father and a few other people in her father's car in Savannah, and she lives in New York. So, they just happened to be in Georgia, and they crashed or they collided with someone who was drinking and driving that night. And my friend lost her father and whoever else was in the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely understand that. I know it hit her hard, her and her sister. So, I think about that to this day. But man, yeah, my prayers definitely go out to this young lady's family. And if he is sentenced to the max of 46 years, he's only 22 years old, man. Yeah. So 46 years, bro. If he does that full time, he's not getting out till he's about 70. Yeah. Like really close to 70.
Yeah. Off of one night decision.
Yeah.
Like you went from because mind you, he was in the first round. He was a first round draft pick.
Right.
Either a couple years ago or a year ago, and to be there to now you're possibly facing being behind him. Jail cell.
It's crazy.
That's a change.
Yeah, it's a huge change, man.
So it's like, be wise, man, getting behind that wheel. First of all, don't be driving 150. Dude, driving 100 miles per hour, it's like, when you get up to that speed, like, bro, you really having to, like, control the wheel differently. I could only imagine driving 156 miles.
Yeah, I don't think I could even think about 100. Like, I can't even fathom that.
Bro, that's... man, be safe, y'all.
Please.
Be wise, too.
Please,
man.
please, because you only get one life.
Oh.
You only get one life, and the last thing you want to do is do something stupid to risk your life or somebody else's.
Yeah, man. So prayers out to the young lady that was involved as well.
Most definitely.
To her and her family right now, man. In some other news this week, you know Travis Scott.
Yeah, I know Travis Scott.
He had his Astro World performance, well, his concert festival that he has in Houston. Mm-hmm. And he had it on November 5th. And this one was a little, Travis is known for his concerts being like raging,
extravagant,
mosh pit style.
Because he's not like your typical rapper. He's more like...
He's like a rock star.
Yeah, pretty much.
Blended with a rapper.
Yeah.
And so this is known for his concerts, right? Mm-hmm. But this one got a little bit out of hand. As everybody was there, it was already 50,000 people there. It was sold out. But apparently, I guess it was a bunch of people outside still trying to get in. Mm-hmm. So the guard, I guess it was, right now it's lack of jobs everywhere, even in this staffing kind of thing. Because
and security,
yeah, because you see videos of these kids. They got to the gates and they started pushing their way in, and they made their way in. The security was like everywhere. They couldn't even stop them. At one point, you'll see a video like they just throwing their hands up, like because they couldn't do nothing.
Right.
So you just see a whole bunch of more people come in out of already a sold out event, and apparently they say these people start pushing their way towards the front. People started to pass out. They say you had a bunch of people that was just like they getting trampled on. Apparently, they say Travis Scott, he did slow down the festival at one point and pointed somebody out, say, hey, get him, he's passed out. So security, so he stopped his concert, but then once I guess they got that person up, he was like, he kept his concert going. People were apparently yelling like, yo, stop it, like there's more people that's passing out. They said there's mosh pits left, right, all around him. So if you were small, they say you're trampled, like you were getting trampled. And it was a really scary thing, and unfortunately 8 people passed away, and they said actually over 100 people were hospitalized as well.
Wow.
And it was Travis Scott. He did write a tweet out that said, I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astro World Festival. Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look at the tragic loss of life. I'm committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support families in need. Thank you, Houston PD, Fire Department, and NRG Park for their immediate response and support. I love you all. So yeah, B, like, what do you think about, maybe his response or, what happened at this festival, man?
First and foremost, I definitely want to say that my prayers go out to everybody affected by what happened that night. I don't really know much of what to say, man. I've only been to 2 concerts in my entire life. Mm-hmm. I remember my very first concert ever was a New Edition concert that my mom took me to when I was a kid.
Hey,
that was my introduction to New Edition. I had no idea who they were.
Did they do it? If It Isn't Love?
I don't remember that. The only song I really remember that they did was Mr. Telephone Man.
Okay.
That was the first time I ever heard that song. I mean, I knew of Bobby Brown, right? So my mom had to explain that was Bobby Brown's group before he became Bobby Brown. You know what I'm saying? So I knew Bobby Brown, and I remember them playing Mr. Telephone Man, and I remember Bobby wasn't there, so it was the other 5 members. Bobby wasn't there, but I learned of Mr. Telephone Man and Cool It Now, so songs like that. And then my second concert ever was when I was like 29 years old. It was On the Run 2, Jay-Z and Beyonce. So when they came to Atlanta, I went to Mercedes-Benz Stadium to see them with a young lady I was dating at the time. I took her to see the concert. So, those are the only 2 concerts I ever been to. And fortunately, nothing bad happened at either one.
Yeah.
Everybody was safe. We all made it in there safely. We all left the venue safely, right?
Right.
In this situation, man, it's kind of like... It's terrifying, to say the least, man, to not know whether you're going to make it out of a concert. And like I said, I mean, I know Travis Scott's not the typical rapper. He like you said, he's more a rapper mixed with rock star. But I don't know, man. Like, every single year, it looks like Astro World just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's just like, you don't even know now. You don't even know if you're going to make it out of there alive.
Yep. And that was one of the things that one of these guys posted a video. He was just like, he'd never seen nothing like that. He's like, man, people were yelling and screaming, yo, stop the concert. Like, it's not safe. And he even referenced it was like hell in there. He was saying it was that bad. It was scary to not know that you might not make it out.
Right.
Imagine, because mind you, like you said, you went on the run tour.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm pretty sure y'all was in like some seats, right?
Yeah, we were in seats.
We talking about a festival outside, people standing around. Mm-hmm. Imagine 50,000 people. Like, that's like a sea of people, yo.
Yeah.
Dog, I don't even want to imagine. That's scary,
I don't want to imagine
bro.
that either, man.
Like, if you imagine, they say you had like a kid out there who was 10 years old. That kid can't even around a bunch of adults or teenagers that pushing and
right.
They're not thinking with no sense at that point, man.
No. Because, I mean, you think about mosh pit, you think about people definitely throwing bows.
Yes.
Stomping every single which direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just, they're losing it. They're into the music and they're not only vibing, but they really just doing whatever just because. Yeah. It's because the music is playing. And, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but, you got to be safe at the same time, man.
Yeah, man. It's really a scary thing. I was never a person, like, I don't like huge crowds of people personally, so that's just not my taste. But man, I hope that those that were involved, that it just wakes them up in a sense of, be careful what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like to have fun, go have fun, but let's be wise. Let's be careful, man. And prayers out to all the family members.
Most definitely.
Who were impacted. Yeah. Gosh.
I would definitely say in this situation, man, it's just like, I know we've talked about it before. Experience is one of the best teachers, but when you can learn from other people's experiences, just so you don't have to experience it, that's really the best. And I don't want to say that I want to learn from everybody who unfortunately didn't make it out of there alive, but I just want this to be a lesson to just a lot of people, man. Just, y'all got to be careful out there. Like, y'all, I don't even know what else to say. It's just some devastating news, but just please be careful. Please be safe. I know we all happy to be outside. I know we all happy to, interact with other humans and not be bored in the house bored. But yo, what does it cost? Like, for real, what does it really cost?
Message.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
You got to start thinking of the price of things, man. And I would hate to want to go to a concert just to have fun, and I don't even make it out of there. Or I make it out of there, but I'm injured. Now I'm up in the hospital because somebody wanted to get ignorant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you said something real key. What is the cost? What is the cost? So what about our investments? That make me think about investments. Speaking of investments, heard about Kobe Bryant?
I did hear about what happened with Kobe.
Kobe was a smart man.
He was an extremely smart man. Like, he wasn't just known for basketball. I mean, a lot of people knew him for basketball, true, but he was into way more things than basketball. And because of that, he made a stupid amount of money almost 2 years after he passed.
Yep.
His estate is, like, you think that his estate was filthy rich before? Ooh. Boy.
He get into that bag.
I'll say, I think he get into the Brinks truck.
More than even a Brinks truck at this point, man. What?
What happened?
So he apparently invested into Body Armor, which is like a energy drink brand. Years ago, he acquired 15% stake in the company, and this was back in 2014. And then this year, Coca-Cola decided that, hey, we want to buy them out. And they decided to buy them out for $5.6 billion.
Billion with a B, huh?
With a B.
Sheesh.
So that means that since Kobe was an original stakeholder in it, his estate will reportedly get $400 million.
Good Lord.
Cash. Okay, I don't know about cash, but he gonna get that money off of the investment that he made early on.
Wow.
So talk about a wise investment. Talk about thinking ahead of time and being ahead of your time and setting his family up.
Bro, Vanessa and their daughters, I mean, they didn't have to worry about anything to begin with, you know, financially anyway. But now,
man,
Vanessa and his other daughters are set.
All from him taking the time out to make an investment in the future.
And how much did he invest initially?
They say he originally invested $8 million.
So invested $8 million in 2014.
Yep.
Which was 7 years ago.
Yep.
And that initial investment of $8 million over the course of 7 years turned into $400 million.
$400 million. Yep. Now we got to put things in perspective. You know, Kobe pockets $8 million is he had that apparently to be able, to be able to invest.
Right.
But I think that's something to take into consideration of as far as comparing to ourselves as far as investment goes. Because, I don't want people to get discouraged and think, oh, man, Kobe got it. He just had $8 million. No, like when we talk about investments, speaking of the topic, take what you have and use that. Because I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, that $8 million was still a risk to put up.
Of course.
He didn't know that this was
all
happen.
Investments are risks. Yeah. Every single investment that you make is a risk.
Come on,
whether
man.
It's a monetary investment or maybe an emotional investment, you got to think of relationships.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the biggest risks that I could ever think of.
Man, that is a risk.
How many of us, men or women, have dated somebody who's broken our hearts?
Oh, come on, man. All of us. Well, I ain't going to say all of us, but a lot of us probably.
Right. I know I've had my heart broken.
Same.
It is what it is. But it's a gamble.
Yes.
Right? You give a person your heart. And it's a saying, I think there's a saying that goes, never make somebody your all, because when you no longer have that person, you'll have nothing.
Ooh. I wish I knew that back in the day.
Boy.
So, ask yourself, what kind of risk are you putting yourself? Because clearly, Kobe Bryant putting that money up front, hey, he saw something. He saw a vision. He saw a potential. So he was like, hey, this is worth the risk.
Of course.
And, for me, I have most definitely put my money in some things that weren't necessarily beneficial down the line. But I have my money into some things that I'm hoping that will turn out.
Same here.
So,
yeah.
Hey, who knows? You can, I would say, use what you have. At the time period, like I'll say one of my investments, I'm investing into a company called Fruit Juice To Go, and I own 10%. Speaking of Kobe, he owned 15, but I own 10% stake into it.
Lit.
And for me, it was like when I put that money up, it was very scary because the company didn't even start yet. But to see them now and they're growing in a positive direction, it was most definitely something that was like, okay, this is a risk. I don't really know how it's gonna come out. But I have faith. I'm trusting in my investments. But you also have to be willing to know, like, you have to be able to be cool with parting ways with that money.
Of course.
Knowing that, hey, that money might not come back to you.
Right.
But hoping that, hey, it's going to come back to me in a greater way than I gave out to it.
Think about anybody who's ever won the lotto before.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't get them tickets for free.
Definitely not.
They had to part with some money to buy the tickets. And those lucky people hit.
Really lucky.
Right? They hit.
They did.
So, I mean, it's just like you got to be willing to take that risk. You got to be willing to take that chance.
Yes.
No risk, no reward.
Yes. So don't be scared. Don't be scared to get off the sideline and take a chance, especially because think about it. If you actually set some portion of money aside to actually put it towards something beneficial, because we spend our money on a lot of dumb stuff.
Of course,
food.
Man.
I ain't gonna say food is dumb, but sometimes.
How many times do you need to eat out?
Bro, come on now. How many times you need that latte?
Right.
That green matcha latte that's so good from Starbucks.
Listen, they didn't cut a check. You're not
did.
mentioning no names.
You're right. Sorry about that. It's just one of my favorites. But yeah, how many times do you need that? Like, what if you put that money aside, save it up, and put it into some crypto? We are not financial advisors.
We are not. Definitely not. But I am investing into some crypto as we speak. And it's crazy that you mentioned that because everywhere you turn now, you see a commercial for crypto.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I just went to the movies to see the Eternals. There was, them little advertisements before the trailers start to play in the movie theaters.
Uh-huh.
One of them was regarding crypto.
Bro.
In the movies.
I heard they about to start taking crypto to get inside. Like, you can use that as a form of payment.
Listen, they already got Bitcoin vending machines and gas stations.
I'm saying. Look, But look, all that right now is still looked at as a risk to get into. Like,
Yeah.
people be like, I don't know.
But it's expanding. It's everywhere you look, you see crypto.
Yeah.
YouTube videos, all the ads that play, Coinbase, they're talking about crypto. Nas invested in Coinbase.
Yeah, man.
I actually own some stock in Coinbase myself. I've invested in Coinbase. I've invested in several other
Smart man.
cryptocurrencies. You just never know.
Nope, you don't
And
know.
with all of this promotion that Coinbase is getting, boy.
I think when investing, you need to basically have that money, be willing to part ways with it if it goes. But when you put that money in there, forget about it.
Right.
Just don't even remember that it's there. Just let it go and let it work. That's when money's working for you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta send the money out to go work, and you still go work, do some other work though.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. But you can't be sitting there, yo, did it grow yet? Did it grow? Man, you'll drive yourself crazy, and then you'll want to pull it out too quick.
Oh man.
It's like planting a seed.
Yeah.
You ain't rushing that seed. You ain't gonna dig it up out the ground like, it's time to. No, pointless. Make it grow. Give it some time.
I like that.
Well, on to the dessert of the episode.
This guy with the food, you making me hungry, bruh.
We get into the answers of the week. Y'all already know we had a great question. What was the question of the week previously?
The previous question of the week was, if you could travel anywhere in the world, all expenses paid, where would you go?
Ooh. All right. So here are some of the responses that we have. We got from Will to Create Entertainment. He said the UK. It's definitely happened.
Yo, that's lit.
Yeah.
Will, we need to plan that trip, man, because I always wanted to go to the UK. My passport has just been chilling since the pandemic, man. I haven't used it yet.
I think I need to get mine renewed.
Yeah, so let's make that trip happen, brother. We going to the UK.
So from Victoria Ajay Beauty, she said Seychelles, which is in Africa.
Say that 5 times fast.
I cannot.
She says Seychelles. Bro, what?
That's dope, though. I've never heard that. You just taught me something.
Yeah, Seychelles is in East Africa.
I never heard of that.
Capital city is Victoria. So, yeah, I could understand why Victoria wants to go to Seychelles.
She said they named it after me. So
There you go.
why not? The real Shawnee Knox says Egypt and visit the motherland.
That's what's up.
Gotta go to the motherland.
Gotta go to the motherland.
From Sexy Dreadhead, she said Dubai.
Okay.
You know, Dubai, one of them spots.
One of them spots. It's lit. I want to go to Dubai too. Let's plan that trip.
Facts. Bring a lot of money with you. For real.
I'm going
though.
to Dubai.
Millie Love said Greece.
Oh, okay.
Greece is actually a very popular destination.
It is, and I want to go.
Yeah. Earth Gypsy said St. Martin. I've actually had the pleasure of going to St. Martin before.
How'd you like it?
Very beautiful, very hot. And I love the people there. People are very, very friendly there. So that was one of the cool things about that place.
That's what's up.
Called me Tony, said he want to go to Paris.
Okay.
Come on now. Hey, I want to go try the wine. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only reason I want to go.
You just want to go for the wine?
Yeah, and my wife want to go. She want to put a lock on some gate or bridge they have. Apparently, it's a love. I don't know. It's some little love lock you put on there that represents love. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
facts. The Roll Up Podcast said Fiji, and he said so he would try to sneak a pound on there so he can go chill out there. I ain't mad at him. I hope you get out there, brother.
Bruh, I know you are not called a roll up for no reason.
Oh man! And last but not least, Lady Tanae said Africa.
Okay, she also wants to go to the motherland.
Gotta visit the motherland.
Yo, I gotta visit the motherland too.
No, I think we all need to go there one time.
We do.
We gotta
We do.
experience that. Heard it's like nothing others. Like no other place.
I definitely want to go, man. Like I said, I've never left the country before. I just gotta know where to start.
Yeah.
I really want to go to Canada. I want to go to Toronto. Like I've been saying that for years.
Drake?
Drake? Nah, I mean, I've wanted to go to Toronto because growing up I used to watch Degrassi. Mm-hmm. And I believe it either took place in Toronto or it was shot in Toronto, whichever the two. Or maybe
I think it was shot in Toronto, actually. I think it was.
But yeah, like I always wanted to visit Toronto because of Degrassi.
Interesting.
You know, so This was way before Aubrey Graham became Drake, but
Right.
you know.
So where was that your place that you would go?
That was one of the no, not for this question.
Okay.
I would, I just say I've always wanted to go. There's many places I want to go. Toronto's one, Tokyo's another. I wanted to go to LA at one point, but I've been, so it's not out of the country. But
so what's your one choice though? We got to know your one choice.
This is my show. Yeah, technically, I mean it's our show, yes, but
we got to know the one.
This is my show.
What's the one? Oh, David Rum, no. Yo, ain't know it. I mean Otis.
Oh man, listen. All right. So the one place, if I had to choose one place, have all expenses paid for me to go, I want to go to London.
London.
I want to go to London.
Okay.
When I was in college, there was a TV show that I used to watch called Skins. I know that the States tried to make a USA version of it. It was nothing like the UK version. But I used to watch that show when I was in college, and I was like, yo, like the UK be on some other stuff compared to the States. Just like how Canada be on some other stuff compared to the States.
Of course.
So I definitely want to go to London. I want to check that out. I would just love to see what it's like.
I added that. Actually,
it's not like I got to learn another language. They speak English.
For real. Just got to work on the accent.
I'm keeping the same accent I already have.
Yeah, we're gonna
I don't care what they got to say about me over there. It is what it is. I'm speaking just like this. They'll be all right.
Yeah,
they can understand me.
I like that though. That's a dope place to be.
Yeah.
If I could choose one place, it's definitely gonna be let me get this right. Iceland. Now, I always get confused. We don't want to go to the other one. We want to go to Iceland.
Okay, just for the people who don't know, what's the other one?
Greenland.
Okay.
But Greenland is too cold, and that's it. Greenland is seems like it's supposed to be Iceland's name, but I don't know why they're backwards. But
Yep, they're backwards. I don't remember the reason why, but I learned about it in school.
I don't understand. But my reason is just because it looks extremely peaceful out there. I would just love to go out there, see the green fields, and just be out there chilling, bro. Like, I don't know. It's a place I've wanted to go since I was a kid for some reason.
Okay.
So hopefully I go.
All right.
Especially if somebody pay for it.
You want to be a Viking?
Negative. I'll meet them. They're probably crazy, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But
you want to grow your hair out and get that long, like, Viking braid?
I don't, but I'll go experience the culture. I will immerse myself in the culture, so we'll see.
Icelandic culture?
Yeah,
okay.
we shall see. But thank you to each and every person that answered the question of the week.
Most definitely.
Like always, we appreciate y'all.
We definitely appreciate y'all, and it's always a pleasure coming up with these questions and having y'all answer them. Like, it's really dope.
Yeah. And we're going to continue to give y'all these thought-provoking questions, man, because I think they're important.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we have another one.
Okay, B, you want to give it to him?
Sure.
What they say? What we
got? So the question of the week for this week is, if you knew the world was going to end a year from now, what would you do with your time? Now, when I first heard that, I was like, yo, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's really tough. I know what I would do with my time, but I'll save that for the next episode.
I'm going to think about that one a little bit, man. Because that's deep.
Yeah, it is deep. But I already have my answer. So, y'all just have to wait till next week to find out.
Yeah. Well, I think this is almost a wrap. But we can't go without saying shout out to everybody in India and Pakistan because we just found out through our analytics.
Yo, we are global.
We got some. Yo, we really on the map, dude.
Yo, that's crazy. First Germany.
Come on.
Now we have viewers in India and Pakistan.
Like, people are there. India is one of our highest viewerships. Who would have thought that?
That is crazy. Yo, when you sent me that, I'm like, are you kidding me? How are people watching us? Like, I know how, but
over the United States, so that's the crazier part.
Right, yo, USA, what's popping? We live here. What's going on? They showing us more love overseas than y'all are over here. What's good,
bro? So shout out to everybody in India, Pakistan. We appreciate y'all.
Yo,
listening.
Most definitely.
Yeah, we appreciate the love.
I don't know anybody in either country, but it's crazy
neither do I.
And again, when you sent me those analytics, I was like, yo, are you serious?
Man. So once again, hey, we started from nothing. We doing something. We're reaching people. That's
That
what
we are.
That's what we wanted to do.
Most definitely. And we gotta reach around the world
Yes.
to places that we've never been before.
Just wait. They're gonna be like, "Yo, can y'all come out here? We'll pay for y'all to get up out here. Y'all just come up out here. And,
With it.
come on." Just speaking it into
Yo,
existence.
fly me out to India, man.
For sure.
I'd love to go.
For sure. So yeah, man. Well, I guess that's a wrap
That's a wrap.
for episode 12.
Episode 12, brother. That is a wrap for episode 12.
Hey,
Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen, for episode 13.
13.
Jeez, we are getting up there, yo.
We are.
Said we're moving on up
Moving on up.
to the east side.
We ain't going to the east side for real. But hopefully we get a deluxe apartment in the skies.
Yo.
B, what do we always say, man, when we ending up the episode?
It's so hard to say goodbye. No, just kidding. Yo, I'm lit today. You know, despite some of the news that we've had, you know what I'm saying, the hard-hitting news that we've had to deliver.
Yeah.
You know, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to still be here. I'm grateful to still be able to not only reach people in the United States, but overseas, the places we've never been before.
Yeah.
We have a purpose in this life, man. We definitely do, and we are fulfilling that purpose as we speak, and we're not even done. We haven't even scratched the surface yet, man.
Just the beginning, B.
This is, yo, I'm just happy. Just put it that way. I'm full of song because I'm happy. So, I greatly appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in to another great episode. We are wrapping up episode 12. Can't wait to see y'all next week for episode 13. And you know we cannot leave without saying where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts you had in the past. And with that being said, y'all have a great week.
Congratulations, Nard and Drika. Y'all not gonna see this until it happens.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I was gonna say something, but
I just thought about that.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, I don't know if I want to say it yet because I mean I know they're gonna say it.
They gonna know by now.
But yo, congratulations, most
Congratulations,
definitely.
y'all.
Catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.